to your community. This is Chris 6 News in your neighborhood.
Hey there, happy Thursday evening. We are going to get caught up on how the heat has been trending across the coastal bend, and of course the big talker, what's happening along the Nueces River. I've got an update and when we can expect that river to crest. That's coming up in your forecast in just a few.
As the Nueces River continues to rise, officials are preparing for anyone who may need to evacuate. Coming up, I'll have the latest from George West.
Hello and thank you for joining us on Chris 6 News. I'm Clara Benitez Cortez. Here's a look at what we have been following across the coastal bend today.
The Nueces River continues to rise here in Live Oak County, and while officials are watching the water closely, they're also making sure that people have the resources they need if conditions take a turn. A disaster relief shelter is now open at George West Junior High. The shelter opened Wednesday afternoon and is operating around the clock. The Red Cross says people don't have to plan on staying overnight to ask for help. If someone needs a safe place to go, a meal, or emotional support in crisis counseling, volunteers say they don't want anyone to hesitate to reach out. The shelter is providing food, and officials say they'll continue adding cots as needed based on the number of people who arrive. People coming to the shelter are encouraged to bring identification, medications, phone chargers, and other personal essentials if they're available. If you have pets, there is also a separate climate-controlled building next to the main shelter for them. Make sure to bring your pet's medication, food, bowls, leashes, or a crate, and anything else they may need. And if you're driving, TxDOT says to never drive through flooded roadways, obey all road closure signs and barricades, and check road conditions before traveling. The Red Cross says if you need assistance, you can call 1-800-RED-CROSS and they will help you. Reporting from the Nueces River in George West, I'm Reagan Garvin, Chris 6 News.
Check out this bird's eye view of floodwaters flowing down the Nueces River towards us. George West resident Ryan Redding tells us he shot this drone video this morning. This is the Nueces River near the community of Simmons City. That's just south of Choke Canyon Reservoir. Here in this shot, you can see the Nueces has overflowed its banks and is causing flooding. Fortunately, this is a rural area with no nearby homes or communities.
Hey there, it was another hot day here across the coastal bend. You don't need to be a meteorologist to know that, but let me tell you how hot it was in Corpus Christi. We made it to 98 degrees, and these temperatures have been up and at 'em, edging closer to the record, which for today was 101. Last met back in 1946. So we've got a lot of daylight hours out here. Sunrise at 6:52 a.m., sunset at 8:21 p.m. That's a lot of time to be roasting under these hot temperatures. Well, we are going to see more of that into the next couple of days with only a small margin of opportunity for rainfall that may not even be measurable for inland neighborhoods later this weekend. So the heat is here to stay, and that's also aiding in evaporation along the Nueces River, which is very swollen as the flood wave makes its way down. This was the view off FM 534 between Dinero and Swinney Switch as seen by our Coastal Bend weather watcher, Side Girl Olivares. So thanks for sharing this view with us. We'll tell you how this river will trend coming up in your forecast ahead.
Here's a look at the top headlines happening across the coastal bend. An apartment fire in Beeville has left one person dead. Late last night, Beeville police responded to a report of smoke coming from an apartment complex. After helping evacuate residents, officers began searching the apartment units. They found an unconscious man in one of the apartments and immediately began life-saving efforts. The man was later pronounced dead. Police say no foul play is expected at this time, but the investigation continues. Corpus Christi police arrested a man who they say rode a horse to an assault.
Officers took 27-year-old DeAndre McGee into custody Wednesday during a traffic stop. Investigators say he attacked staff with a rifle on Star Drive last Saturday. Police used a drone to help track him down. Officers later searched a home on Greenleaf Drive and found the rifle. McGee now faces multiple charges, including aggravated assault and drug possession.
A major road project will soon change your commute in the Annabelle area. Starting Friday, crews will close a section of Starlight Lane. The closure stretches between Sunny Drive and Kingwood Drive. Workers will demolish the old road and pour the new concrete. They will also add new sidewalks, street lights, and better drainage. Detour signs will be clearly marked to help you get around the work zone. The project is expected to last through January. We have new information on the plane crash involving a flight school instructor and a student that left both of them severely burned back in April. According to the National Transportation Safety Board report, the plane departed from Corpus Christi International Airport, practicing touch and go takeoffs when they had an engine issue. The flight instructor with Splendid Aviation told first responders he took over flying the airplane when he realized they were having an issue. The plane then struck power lines and crashed shortly after catching on flames. According to the flight instructor's GoFundMe, Cole Hahn suffered life-threatening burns over 75% of his body and pulled his student out of the burning plane, saving his life. Today, I spoke with his father, who told me his son has been in the ICU for 108 days and had his 32nd surgery today and is still fighting. He also told me the student pilot was released after spending a month in the hospital. Since then, he's had a follow-up visits 3 times a week at San Antonio Burn Center.
I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Jacob Daniels, and they're called flock cameras, and they're mounted all across Corpus Christi. And some neighbors call them comfort, while others call them an invasion of privacy. These are called automated license plate readers. They're mounted on poles at intersections and neighborhood entrances, and they turn on every time a car drives by, and the camera captures the plate, plus details like the car's make, model, and color. These cameras have made national headlines, so I went out and spoke with some neighbors to find out how they felt.
I feel like we should be able to travel around town, do what we want to do without being tracked or, data tracked or, any of that kind of nonsense.
Like I said, they're already located across Corpus Christi, in the shops at La Palmera, and even at the base of the causeway on Padre Island. Now the question is, who owns them, or better yet, who's using them? Well, I can start by saying who is not using them. CCPD says they don't own any of these cameras and don't have access at all. And they're actually owned by private businesses and other entities. However, just down the road in Robstown, police there say it's a different story after an arrest was made with the help of one of these cameras.
I know there's a nationwide controversy right now about flock cameras, but I can tell the public this: absent those cameras, this never would have happened. We would not have been able to catch this individual.
But not everyone is convinced that it's worth the trade-off.
It just seems like an overreach, in my opinion. I just don't understand how that's even allowed. I mean, it certainly seems like an invasion of our privacy.
Other neighbors disagree entirely.
I think it's really just for safety reasons, to be honest. I don't really think it's privacy or anything, to be honest.
2 neighbors, 2 very different takes on the same camera. I'll be sure to look deeper into the private companies that own these cameras and figure out how they're being used here in Corpus Christi. Whether you think these cameras are for safety or an invasion of privacy is up to you, but we'll continue to monitor their purpose and get your thoughts about them. Reporting in the Bay Area, I'm Jacob Daniels, Chris 6 News.
New housing may be coming to one of the busiest parts of Corpus Christi. Next Wednesday, the Corpus Christi Planning Commission will vote on a request to rezone 5514 Greenwood Drive. That's right behind the Walmart and AMC Theater on the city's west side. If approved, the area would be rezoned for hundreds of single-family properties. It is unknown how long it would take for development to start if the area is rezoned. Bob Hall Pier will be closed for several hours Friday because of some ongoing construction. The pier is closing from 7 in the morning until 1 p.m. During that time, a contractor will be pouring concrete walls for the new restaurant. While that work is going on, there will be no public access to the entire pier. Caution tape and barricades will be in place to mark the no access areas. Beach visitors are asked to keep a safe distance from the work area.
City Council approved the $8 increase in the beach parking permit. The increase is projected to generate an additional $1.1 million in revenue. I'm Jada Swear, and I'm asking beachgoers what they would like to see with that money.
If the state gives final approval, the annual beach parking permit would increase from $12 to $20. Beachgoers say if they're paying more, they want to see those dollars put back into the beach.
I'd like to see upgraded restrooms across beaches, and I love public shaded areas that the public can use.
Alex wasn't alone. Many of the beachgoers I spoke with said they'd like to see more than just portable toilets. They want permanent restrooms, additional showers, changing tables for families, and more shaded areas.
A wheelchair accessible ramp that actually goes from the seawall parking lot area down into the beach area. The water should be accessible to everyone and everyone should be able to enjoy the beach.
While better facilities were a common request, some beachgoers say they'd also like to see improvements that make the beach more accessible and convenient for everyone.
I would love to see more beach showers. If there's only one up here on JP Luby, and there's about 200 cars I can see right now. So as you can imagine, that shower gets pretty backed up on your way out. So a few more of those would do all of us pretty well, keeping the sand out of our cars.
He also suggested an improvement aimed at protecting the cars that drive on the beach.
I think a great addition to the beach would be like an undercarriage rinsing strip, so you can get a freshwater rinse on your car on your way out. It'd be a great addition, and it would help maintain the value of your car.
The state still has the final say on the parking permit increase, but beachgoers have great ideas for where that money could go. Reporting from the island, I'm Jada Strayer, Chris 6 News.
Benavides in Kingsville, and coming up, find out how school leaders from across South Texas are preparing for the year.
Group.
Back to school season is here, and students aren't the only ones preparing. I'm your neighborhood news reporter Jordan Benavides at Texas A&M Kingsville, where districts from across the region are gathering ahead of the year. Texas A&M Kingsville held its 4th annual Superintendent Symposium today. As many as 17 local districts from across South Texas gathered at the Caesar Kleberg Wildlife Center to discuss hot topics in education this upcoming year. This year, those topics include things like standardized testing, academic progress, student mental health, and accountability for educators.
Our leaders want to be held accountable, our partners as educators. If you understand those rules of accountability and those rules of engagement, you can better design a strategy to really lift your school up.
University President Dr. Robert Bela Jr. says the annual symposium is an opportunity to discuss those big topics and find positive solutions. The event also helps build unity among educators and administrators in the region.
It's really to align, make sure that we're aligned with what we're delivering to our partners and ensure that they have the resources they need.
But he says the ultimate goal is opening doors for students of all ages.
The more involved we are and the more part of that community fabric we're in, the more possibilities and expectations our parents are going to have that those students are going to achieve their baccalaureate degrees.
The symposium ran from 8:30 until 1 and featured multiple presentations on upcoming challenges and how to face them. The event provided school leaders with new ideas going into the year. Reporting from Kingsville, I'm Jordan Benavides, Chris 6 News.
Here's a look at what's happening across the Lone Star State. Austin police say the deadly shooting of a teenager may have been suicide by cop. Investigators believe 17-year-old Antoniel Williams II called 911 on himself Friday morning. They say he reported seeing a young person outside with a gun. Body camera video shows William reaching towards his waistband. He then raised his hands as if pointing a weapon at officers. 3 officers fired their guns and killed the teen.
Police later determined he was unarmed. The officers are now on administrative leave. The department is still investigating the shooting.
The Texas power grid is handling record demand right now, but officials warn it could struggle in the future. The Texas Tribune reports the state expects energy demand to nearly double by 2032. That is because new data centers and population growth. Solar power and batteries are keeping the lights on today, but regulators say Texas needs more natural gas plants for the nighttime. Texas is investing millions of dollars to train more emergency room doctors and nurses. Governor Greg Abbott announced nearly $6 million in grants for medical and nursing schools. The money will fund partnerships between hospitals and graduate programs across the state. The grants will support training in high-needed areas like pediatric emergency medicine and surgical critical care. Officials hope this funding will make it easier for Texans to get life-saving care.
Hey there, I'm Chief Meteorologist Stephanie Lauber. Looking at the Nueces River, I'm showing you in this faint shade of green where the river flood warnings are, and in pink, the extent at which we expect the river to spread geographically from its banks. So we've already heard about some road closures near Simmons, which is closer to Choke Canyon along Nueces River, and 3 rivers down to George West. We've seen the river kind of swelling around town. This has generally just been an issue blocking access to certain roadways, and we do expect that to be more of a problem as we head into tomorrow morning and the afternoon. The crest is expected to be pretty close around noon, but we won't see the actual peak of this river flooding until about the evening time frame there on Friday. So we'll continue to watch, but if you live close to the Nueces River, this river is going to exceed its banks. That may limit access to some parts of town. Please be careful out there. But as far as downtown George West, downtown Three Rivers, we're not expecting inundation in those areas. And the flooding really should subside at this point over the next 5 days before it gets to Lake Corpus Christi. So a lot remains to be told before we have an idea of how much the lake will respond to this river flooding. But at this point, like I said, we've seen a downward trend in the crest. 39 feet is about the mark where we expect to see this river cresting, and it's looking to happen a bit earlier. Around 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. is when we should see that peak. And I should mention, we really haven't seen much rain. We continue to have drought within the watershed, so we're behind for the month of July, wrapping things up on a dry note, but we're still ahead in terms of rainfall in Corpus Christi for the year. So it's okay for now, but we don't want to keep this trend going because last week's drought monitor only had drought within the watershed. That is not the case. We've seen the drought start to expand into Jim Hogg and Brooks counties and some abnormally dry areas around Baffin Bay and southern Nueces County. This heat doesn't help. We're still going to have the hot temperatures over the next couple of days. The upper level pattern shows this orange bullseye of high pressure continuing to bring roasting temperatures to our neighborhood. So over the next 5 days, we could see 100 degrees as we move through the weekend into the beginning of next week. For here in Corpus Christi, I'll show you a look at the extended forecast in your neighborhood ahead.
Some people talk about supporting veterans, others prove it. And now Purple Heart veterans are recognizing a business that's doing just that. Team Hardlife's Bait and Tackle has officially been named a Purple Heart entity by Military Order of the Purple Heart, Chapter 598. The designation recognizes businesses and groups making a difference in the lives of veterans, first responders, and their families. So for Team Hardlife, that includes hosting Free Fishing Friday every month, and veterans and first responder families can spend the day on the water with experienced guides using fishing gear and bait provided at no cost.
Team Hardlife supports a respectable amount of active duty and veteran population, including Purple Heart recipients who contribute to our communities in countless ways.
The Purple Heart Entity program is open to more than just businesses. Churches, schools, and community groups across the coastal bend that supports veterans may also qualify for the designation. To learn more or nominate a deserving organization, visit our website, christv.com.
Hey everyone, I'm Larissa Liska at Carroll High School, where the Tigers have an arsenal of receivers. Meet one senior who will beat you at the jump ball, and that's why he's in our Chris Super 6 Showcase in sports.
Now, Chris 6's Super 6 Showcase, sponsored by Ramco Mechanical Air Conditioning and Heating.
Hey everyone, I'm Larissa Liska at Carroll High School, where the Tigers have an arsenal of wide receivers. Meet senior Stephen McChester, 6'2", 180 pounds. He'll not only battle you one-on-one, but he'll beat you at the jump ball. That's why he's been named to our Chris Super 6 Showcase.
Oh, he definitely can play in college. It's just a matter of like getting the opportunity. They see some of the highlights like that we have, they're gonna be drawn to him because his upside is through the roof.
Last fall, McChester caught 24 passes for 412 yards and 7 touchdowns through 11 games. His specialty is breaking downfield.
I would say catching those deep balls. I feel like just going up and get it is like, it's kind of like a recess ball to me, so I just go up and get it, and I like hearing the crowd pop.
In the offseason, McChester packed on some muscle, gaining over 10 pounds in the weight room. His bench press is at 225, and that power carries over to the field.
Definitely getting off the line pretty stronger, not being able to get bullied around, you know.
McChester first put on the pads when he was 7 years old, playing with the Flower Bluff Youth Football League. Over time, his passion for sports transitioned to basketball. But when he moved to Carolyn High School, head coach Cal Netherland convinced him to play.
I was never going to play football my high school years. I'm not going to lie, I was never going to play, but God blessed me with the ability to, and I'm here now.
McChester dedicates hours on the field and in the classroom. He has a 3.5 GPA. It's his mentor mindset that's really shown growth.
Now he's starting to be vocal, like in 7-on-7. And when we're out there, he's a calming influence out there, and he's really kind of grown into a leadership.
Carroll's receiver core is stacked, so McChester has had to earn the respect and confidence from Tigers quarterback Seth Netherland.
My first big play on varsity was against Bernie in the playoffs. Threw it to him. So, I don't know, just have a great relationship with all of them.
This season, Carroll football is hoping to live up to the hype. On paper, they've got a solid roster. Last fall, they lost 2 of their games by only 1 touchdown before struggling against their top 2 district opponents and then making it to the first round of playoffs to end the year with a 6-5 record.
We've won, but we really haven't won like we wanted to. But we all have something to prove, and we've all been good friends for over the years.
The Chris Super 6 Showcase features McChester alongside Flower Bluff's Ransom Watson, King's Damon Smith, Orange Grove's Daniel Martinez, and Three Rivers' Ethan Kahn. Watch the showcase on August 20th at 6:30 p.m. on Chris 6.
The Carroll Tigers kick off their season on Thursday, August 27th at 7:05 p.m. at Buccaneer Stadium in the Battle of the Bridge against Gregory Portland. If you can't be there, make sure to watch it on Chris 6 for Game Night South Texas. I'm Larissa Liska, Chris 6 Sports.
All right, let's take a look at your Friday forecast. It's Friday, but it's a hot one at that. Emphasis on the fry because these temperatures are going to feel like the upper 80s and 90s before the sun even pokes its head up over the horizon. That means by the mid-morning time frame, we're talking 9 a.m. already feeling like the upper 90s along the coast, lower 90s for inland neighborhoods because that humidity is the big factor here. Heading into the afternoon, 12:30 looks like a hot one with temperatures already feeling like the middle to upper 100s. And as we head into the heart of the afternoon, some neighborhoods may flirt with the 110s. Places like Valfurias and Alice definitely going to be feeling some of that heat. Now, I wanted to show you our rainfall outlook. I said day after day, we're not looking at significant rainfall here across the coastal bend, but as a late summer front starts to make its way into central Texas, there are indications that there could be a few chispas for the inland neighborhoods on Sunday. We'll continue to watch. It's really the only opportunity that we would have for any kind of rainfall that's even measurable here across the coastal bend, and it's still a few days away. So here's a look at that 7-day forecast here in Corpus Christi, looking to stay dry and hot.
And that's all the time we have for you. Thank you so much for watching Chris 6 News. Have a great one.